give it a try.
On today's show, ring-necked pheasants, lots of them. We share a field with a passionate Minnesota farmer whose conservation efforts did not go unnoticed. This guy made pigs fly. Jay the Driftless Cobbler figured out how to make uncomfy outdoor boots the best. And we help you get started calling fall birds.
Minnesota Bound, presented by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems.
Hey everybody, Laura, Millie, and I welcome you to today's episode.
Our first story is all about a hunter who's just a little bit different, but in a good way.
Yeah, Russ Pilegard spends his days both farming and chasing pheasants.
My dad, Ron Schara, shares the story of this Minnesota character.
This where we're headed here?
Yeah, we'll just follow it all the way around and come back to the trucks.
Well, we got some bad wind today, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
all right, let's give it a try.
Joining us is Russ's 12-year-old grandson, Elliot. There's also a story about why Elliot is with his grandpa. We'll explain that later.
Look at the deer. Raya, here. Get in there, let's go.
Here they are.
Pheasants, hell, hens. More hens. Rooster.
There, good shot.
You ever seen a lucky shot? There was one.
Yeah.
Let's it up, girl.
My canine partner is Raya, a female black lab well trained by my daughter Simone.
I didn't get him by much. It was a lucky shot on my part.
Wasn't even dead. I think it hit a branch and knocked itself out.
It's an understatement to say Russ Pilgard likes pheasant hunting. Today, now in his late 80s, the lure of ringnecks continues to draw him afield. There's more to that story, too.
I was like Elliot. I was 12 years old and I started hunting. And as I got older, I realized the habitat was disappearing. Finally, when I was 30, I was able to had enough money for a down payment on a farm. And the first thing I did was start planting trees.
Russ didn't just plant a few trees for wildlife.
Probably about 15 miles of trees. There's 5-row shelter belt through this farm for a mile, plus a couple other shelter belts. That really saves the birds.
Saves the birds?
Yeah, I have 300 acres in CRP, and I've restored 3 duck sloughs.
Russ also has native prairie plots that will never be plowed, and, well, his land and wildlife conservation efforts did not go unnoticed.
I won the Pipestone County Conservation Award, and I won the Murray County Conservation Award. The Sioux City, it's a 4-state award, and I won that award one year.
Enough said. Now you know Russ is no ordinary farmer who loves wildlife, especially ringnecks. Time to hit another field.
We're going north, going along the railroad tracks. The birds will be in there, hopefully.
And just when you think nobody's home, Russ's dog Casey gets a nose full.
Three shots. I was just waiting for it. It was too easy to start with. Come here, girl. Good girl. Oh, along toward the morning, the old country boy has a little luck. Oh, gee. Damn it, it's hell to get old. All right. Put me in the movies.
Up next, down on the farm with Russ
They're gonna make a big star out of me. Remember that song?
and his man cave and more.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems, Star Bank, VMC Hooks, and by Winnebago Industries. Be great outdoors.
Arriving at the Pilgard farmstead, a first impression, flying in the front yard, includes the flag of Denmark, signifying the family's Danish ancestry. What's with the old outhouse?
You still use the two-holer here?
Well, whenever necessary.
Tell me, what's going on here?
That's the cat cemetery.
Serious?
Yeah, no, my wife buries all her cats in there.
Abby, Lila Jean, she loves her cats, doesn't she?
Next, we headed to the farmhouse. It was time to meet Carol. Carol, the cat lady.
I like cats. Well, they're very good company. You know, if you don't feel good, they sit on your lap and purr and pet. You can pet them a lot, and they're pretty and cute. It's okay, Phyllis. They've never seen such a big camera.
So, what's with the love of cats?
We didn't get to have them in the house right away after I got married, but then I broke him down.
When we got married, I told her that I hunted and fished. I did a lot of things that I said I didn't want to lower my standard of living to get married. But she knows that I love this stuff. I told her one day, I said, you know, honey, I said the best thing I ever did was marry you. She said, now what? And I said, well, we're both 85, and when I'm gone, it's too late to tell you. But she's been a wonderful wife. That's the best thing I ever did. I was 32 when I got married, so I was kind of a free roaming bachelor.
While Carol's cats disappeared, Russ invited me into the next room.
Ron, let me show you my den. I guess they call it a man cave now.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, this is stuff I've shot everything in this room.
And collected everything.
Think of my ammo.
Oh my gosh. This is fantastic. You could spend 2 days in here and not see everything.
Yeah, I quite often do. I got a sage grouse and a partridge, and there's a sharp-tailed grouse, and there's a prairie chicken up on top. So there's a spruce grouse.
You're a pheasant hunting nut. You don't have a mounted pheasant in here.
That's right.
What's wrong with that?
No, I let them go. Kill and shoot and release. You noticed that yesterday. Yeah. I accidentally shot one.
Oh, that's funny.
Antlers, duck mounts, this and that. We were in an endless man cave.
The best thing about farming is having wildlife on your own land. When I bought these farms, they were intensively farmed and had very little game. I started in 1970 with a goal of completing at least one wildlife project each year.
His time as a pheasant hunter is also not what it used to be.
Charge.
There we go. Come on, girl. Here you go. Here you go. Come on, Raya. Good dog. Good dog. Well, who got that bird?
You two guys got him.
Grandson Elliot was also happy to be hunting with Grandpa.
I mean, he's my favorite hunting partner too, so.
Well, you know, I've hunted these things for 60 years or more. You never get over their absolute beauty. Every one is special.
When our last hunt ended, as I watched Russ and his grandson walking together, I recalled a lesson about the life of a hunter that Russ shared with me. At our age, he told me, when you're staring down at your late 80s, it's good to know that the two of us are still out here, still able to hunt, still able to maybe shoot a bird or two. All of my hunting partners, he asked, you know where they are now, Russ said. They're gone. The only partner I have left is my grandson, Elliot.
Still ahead, a few tips to help you call in your next goose. But first, the business of comfy boots. Jay the Cobbler applied his craft to his hobbies.
Closed captioning provided by Clamshell Beach Resort.
Nothing beats a comfy pair of boots. Opposite end of the spectrum, I've about cried from hiking boots that rub. But you know what? A friend of mine crafted a solution.
Minnesota might not be made of mountains. But we still have peaks and trails steep enough.
No, it was the highest elevation on the trail.
A tough Northwoods backpacking hunt proves my point.
Sometimes you just have to eat lemons. So I've been eating lemons for about a mile.
On a hunt like this, you better have a darn good pair of boots. And these are my choice this year. But inside of them, a little bit of a secret.
Master Fit, the craft of this guy.
Want to take a look here at your instep?
Jay the Cobbler.
Grab a seat, let's take a look at this one. So going back to the last Olympics, we had five different pairs of ski boots just in that Olympics. All right, now stand up and drive your knee out over your toe.
Jay kind of makes pigs fly. Let me explain. He helps people be real comfy in traditionally non-comfy kinds of boots. A seemingly impossible task.
What are we doing in the skiing industry that could move over to hunting, fishing, hiking, climbing, all the different outdoor sports?
The answer, these Master Fit footbeds.
What we do is we actually make a mold of your foot in a seated neutral position. This is just a molding board. Inside here are thousands of little glass beads. We're going to put your feet in here, get you in a neutral position, and then pull all the air out, and that's going to create a perfect mold of the bottom of your foot. Then we're going to heat up the blanks and mold those to that. Just want to mark your forefoot so I know where all the parts are. So when I post this, I have a pretty good idea where everything's happening.
Now I sit for a bit as the footbeds mold. All this, not a bad gig for a guy who started his career in numbers.
3 minutes. Going from the suit and tie, wandering around, big four accounting firms to, tattoos and bracelets, and definitely was a lifestyle change. But it was, I couldn't be happier. All right, so let's move those feet. Let's see how I did. Oh, look at that. All right, let these cool, and we'll post these, and then your wading boots are going to be set.
Now, Jay heads back into the workshop.
So here's where all the dark arts happen.
He first preps with heavy-duty glue.
It's kind of a strong smell.
Now comes the trickiest part of the build.
Ultimately, add some posting material, because everyone pronates or supinates. No one's got a perfectly neutral foot. But that's where the boot wants you.
Jay also trims the footbed to match the shape of the boot.
Now I'm headed to the flat grinder. Now I'll do a little final shaping, and because these are going in a hunting boot, I'm going to take some of this material off.
He forms the heel so it will sit just right in the boot.
Oh, like a glove.
And these Master Fits do just that. They drop in perfectly to my Irish setters.
We're able to set the boot up the way that the designers at the manufacturer expected that boot to work.
Jay the Driftless Cobbler found a niche. What worked for ski boots works just as well for hunting boots. Turns out fly anglers love footbeds in waders and wading boots. It's a stability and comfort thing.
They're all saying that they've been really happy with how fresh they feel at the end of the day after hauling a client around Montana or Colorado.
Bottom line,
the footbed will outlast the boot.
whether on the water or in the woods, technology matters.
This is the same product, this is the same process that world-class athletes are using. We've brought it here.
Jay the Driftless Cobbler's footbeds, seemingly the solution for sore feet on rough trails and mile-long hikes.
Well, 20 miles is 20 miles, but it's going to be better than it would.
Straight ahead, we help you get tuned up for hunting season.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by OnX Hunt. Visit Brainerd. And by Totem Resorts, the premier destination for world-class fishing.
Waterfowl season is upon us, and if you want to have success hunting geese, well, you need to sound like a goose. I'm hanging out at DRC Call Company, home of the National Goose Calling Champion, also known as the Goose Wizard, to show us how to get started goose calling. Follow me. Hey, Corey.
Hey, welcome to the DRC Call Shop.
Thank you for having us today. I am so excited to learn how to call in a goose, and I came to the right place because you are a National Goose Calling Champion.
Let's get started.
All right, well, what are the first steps?
We need to pick out a goose call that's easy to blow and easy to learn on. This is the life sentence. This is a good starter call because of the longer mouthpiece right here. It stabilizes the air before it gets to the reed, and then a longer insert is going to match that big, deep honker tone.
I'm a little nervous because this is almost like a musical instrument. You have to learn how to speak their language, so...
Well, let's get started. I'll help you out.
Oh my goodness, a Minnesota-bound goose call? Now I know I'm going to have success in the field.
So here's the mouthpiece right here. We're gonna blow into this end, and this is the insert right here. So the two main fundamentals are air presentation on this end, and then your hand placement, and that's gonna help the call break over when we apply pressure to the front side of the call here. So you got a big kind of open pocket with your hands, yep, just like that. And now that's gonna give it that hollow tone, that hollow honker tone.
Okay.
So now we're gonna apply a little bit of air into the front side of the call, and this is kind of where it gets tricky. This is where we're gonna make some noise. So try to say, if you were to make a word for it, it would be like who-wit, or hit, or to-wit, to-wit, who-wit, wit. Try that.
I'm sure that was almost close.
It was really close.
It's terrible, it's terrible.
You're getting it.
I got some work.
You're getting it.
Practice tonight, and I'm gonna meet you in the field tomorrow morning.
All right, 5 a.m. Don't be late.
I won't be late. I'll have my goose call ready to roll. All right, all the decoys set up. Looks pretty good.
All right, let's jump in the tiki blind and give her a whirl.
All right.
Getting there. A little harder on that second note to get it to break over. Yeah, just like that. Ooh, there you go. Yeah, there's a double cluck in there.
We did it.
We got him.
Thank you so much for helping me today.
Absolutely.
It was so much fun.
My pleasure.
Apparently I need to keep practicing.
You bet.
Keep practicing if you want to have a successful goose hunt. But most important, make sure you try something new and get outdoors.
Practice makes perfect.
Sure does. Easier said than done, for sure, when it comes to goose calling.
I love it. Well, that about does it for us today. We hope to see you back here next week.
In the meantime, remember, introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433.